It's been a few months since I bought a watch. 6 to be exact. And I know in my last video I said I have some watch buying goals for this year and this was not on the list. Well, that is because this watch came as a surprise and was an impulsive purchase. But it is a nice surprise nonetheless. So let's jump into it and understand why I went for it in this short review. I have a thing for yellow. I find yellow to be energetic, playful, and a joyous color. Although it is loud, it is never offensive, and I find it to be socially acceptable even in office settings. Let me know in the comment if you agree. Contrasting the yellow on this watch is the gray case. This gray brings down the vibrancy, making it even more suitable for any casual situation, and allows it to match with any clothing color you choose, making this into a good contrast piece to any getup you choose. As this is a retro 90s watch, a hint of 90s can be found all over this watch. One of it being the splashes of vermilion here and there, elevating what would have been a plain Jane yellow watch into the realm of retro, as the collection name suggests. The vermilion can be found on the G logo, the analog second counter, shock resist text, and the keeper loop. Overall, this makes one nice contrast piece with a hint of retro, if that is your taste. I usually get into the case design of a watch with much excitement, and lots to say. But this one is difficult to describe in words because of the irregular shapes, mixture of different irregular shapes, contrast between hard edges and soft edges, and finally the use of scales. I guess that makes this a dynamically designed watch? Sure. Despite all of that, it is not an ugly or busy watch. It is actually very legible and everything just makes sense. And that is the unique characteristics of a G-Shock. They are quite the master of making complex watches easy to read. Back to the case design. This watch has an integrated luck design. In place of a luck hole, you will see screws, which is not used to fasten the strap, but actually to fasten the outer case to the core of the watch. The outer case acts as a shock absorber for the module inside. The strap on this is in fact spring bar fastened and is interchangeable, which is the direction Casio has been headed towards. Flipping the watch over, we see a traditional G-Shock case back, fastened with 4 screws, one at each corner, with text and markings to tell you the movement and the features of this watch. Moving on to the functionalities, this watch has the typical lower-end G-Shock functionalities. You can cycle through alarm, timer, stopwatch, and your time. There is no time zone function or a free timer. And of course, you have an additional button to light up the watch at night. The timer is a bit finicky to operate, because for some reason you cannot reset it. You have to go into adjustment mode and manually reset it to 0. If you're not OCD, you might find this acceptable, but if you are, beware. The stopwatch function is quite useful since you can do split timing, but it does not record the splits, so you will have to do that manually. The alarm is quite useful. You can either turn it on or off, and you can even set it to snooze as well. As for the dimension, this watch is about 50mm across, 53mm lug to lug, 16mm thick, 16mm lug width, but I wouldn't recommend replacing the strap with anything generic. The movement inside this watch is the 3230 module, which has the functions as described before. It doesn't have solar charging or Bluetooth connectivity, and that is quite a bummer, especially when the second generation Casio has both for almost the same price, after discount. On my 7-inch wrist, it wears comfortably, but the goddamn warranty sticker rubs against my wrist and makes it quite painful to wear if I don't wear it tight. If you have smaller wrists, go for the smaller version, which is the GMD S6900, which is the latest version of this. But we all know that watches are unisex, isn't it? In conclusion, this is a nice watch, which can bring quite a contrast to whatever you're wearing, and maybe even be a conversation starter in most situations. It is comfortable to wear, there's enough functionality, and it lights up like crazy at night. Highly recommended if you're looking for something vibrant and fun to wear. Stay tuned for my next video and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this review with your friends. Follow me on Instagram and see you next time. Peace.